RJ Barrett likes his home cooking, and what could a healthy Raptors starting five look like? Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the Raptors. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Toronto Sun Raptors and NBA writer Ryan Wolstat. And Ryan, RJ Barrett with the Jekyll and Hyde performances at home and on the road this season. A pretty remarkable difference between the two numbers. At home, he's averaging 29.3 points per game, shooting 50% from the field, 40% from three, and 80% from the free throw line. But away from Scotiabank Arena this year, it drops down to 18.4 points per game. The field goal percentage, 36%, three-pointers, 26%, and the free throws drop down to 60%. A lot of numbers to take in there, but it's pretty clear it's a drastic difference home and away. Do you put any stock into what we've seen so far from RJ Barrett?
It's really wild, Rob. Like I can't remember ever seeing splits like that. Like I know we're only a month into the season or whatever, but it's still wild. Like you're talking about a guy who has performed at an all NBA level. He's been like one of the 15 best players in the league, arguably, in the home games. And like I wrote the other day, he's been replacement level or worse on the road. It's such a crazy discrepancy. Like 60% free throw shooting. I know sometimes he struggles, but like you said, 80% at home. The 3-point shooting, 40%, which he's never done before at home, and 26% on the road. It's just wild. And there isn't really a way. I don't think it's going to hold up. Like I think things are going to stabilize, but clearly, yeah, he does like that home cooking. He's a Mississauga kid. He gets, he has his own place. He doesn't stay at home. He's a grown man, but he just obviously, like, I don't know if it's his mom's cooking or what. He just loves playing there. He obviously has tons of family and friends at every game. And obviously he just likes Scotiabank Arena, but that's going to have to change. As you know, the Raptors still searching for that first win on the road. And the huge reason has been just because of how bad he's been. He was not good in Detroit in a very winnable game. And I mean, there were some other joiners there who weren't great either. Ochai Agbaji probably had his worst game of the season, but there's no other Raptor who even comes close to having such wild home and away splits. And I think it's going to change, and it definitely needs to change.
Yeah, it definitely does. Like you said, if the Raptors hope to win any games on the road this season, now a big part of why the Raptors haven't won as many games is the starting five has not been healthy pretty much from jump. As RJ Barrett was out with an injury, Emmanuel quickly got hurt early on in the season. Of course, Scotty Barnes was dealing with his injury, and now Grady Dick is on the shelf as well. But eventually, you would think that all of these guys are going to step on the court together. So if you're looking at a healthy starting five when we finally get there, Ryan, what do you think it looks like?
I mean, if we get there, Rob. I mean, at this point, like last year, that never really happened. This year, it hasn't happened yet. You haven't seen all of the starters, or even minus Grady Dick. You haven't seen four of the guys. Emmanuel quickly, I think for sure would be the starting point guard when he's playing. Obviously, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Pertl, and RJ Barrett. Those are the starters, and they haven't all started together since March 1st, which is just it's wild. Like we're almost at the new year in a month or so. Like, and they haven't played together since March. Obviously, things come up. Barrett comes back and quickly immediately goes down. Now Grady Dick is hurt, so I think Grady Dick, just because how well he played, and just because how important he is to the future of the team, I think you would slot him in as the fifth starter. So then the question then becomes, what do you do about Davion Mitchell, who's played really well, mostly starting? Ochai Agbaji, aside from that Detroit game, has had a breakout season. What do you do with him? Bruce Brown's coming back. Kelly Olynyk's coming back. Jacoby Walters coming back. So I know they're not a good team, but they have a lot of NBA players. And besides that, besides the veterans, they have a lot of young guys they need to figure out what they can do. They also have to showcase Brown a bit. They have to showcase Chris Boucher a bit to hopefully trade the impending free agents. So I don't know. That's a tough job for Darko Rajakovic, because Jonathan Mobo has also shown flashes, another rookie, and Jamal Shed, yet another rookie. So I have no idea what he's going to do. I mean, I asked him a few weeks ago, sort of when it looked like some guys were coming back and they were going to be pretty healthy before it quickly went down again. And he just said, well, this is a developmental season and we're going to give everyone minutes that we can. It's not going to be kind of like the typical NBA team you're used to, where it's a tight, maybe 9-man rotation, occasionally 10. Like they know what the goal is. They know what the plan is here. And it's development first, second, and third. If they make the plan, great. Or maybe not great if for a lot of fans and maybe even management, because they want that high draft pick. But yeah, they're trying to develop anyone. So I think even when they all come back, he's going to really try to stretch it out and probably play. I mean, it's really hard in an NBA game to play 12 guys, but I think they're going to try hard to do it. I think a guy like Jamal Shed could be in trouble. I think Boucher gets his minutes cut, and I'm fascinated to see how they work Bruce Brown in and Walter and Grady Dick. Because I mean, you could argue that RJ Barrett's best position is shooting guard as well. So that's three or four guys who are probably shooting guards. But it's I guess it's a good problem they'd like to have, considering how many they lead the NBA in man games missed to injury. So they'd rather be trying to figure out how to slot them all in instead of having to figure out how to play without all of them.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting juggle for Darko Rajakovic when those players get healthy. But as you said, it might be a while before we ultimately see this team at full strength. As always, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. For Ryan Wolstat, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.